Belly Up Sports presents the 3rd and 10 podcast, your home for all things New York football Giants. Here are your hosts, Nathan Nguyen and Brian Germanaro. Take it away, fellas.
Episode 62 of Season 3 is now live. What's going on, everyone? Welcome again to the 3rd and 10 podcast. I'm your host, Nathan Nguyen, joined by my guy, Brian Germanaro. Brian, happy Tuesday to you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. We had the number 1 picks, though, so I'm sure you're still somewhat.
Yeah, I'm happy about that. There's not much else to really be happy about. It's the same stuff, different day. I had a friend of mine who's a diehard Patriots fan. He called me yesterday just chatting about football on Sunday and stuff. And he's like, is this the feeling I have right now of us losing? Is this what you feel like every single day? I'm like, yeah.
Yes.
He goes, oh my God, this sucks. I'm so sorry. I'm like, no. He's like, you ever get used to it? I'm like, no, it just gets worse.
It gets
worse and worse and more despair.
Belly Up Sports.
It makes honestly, I don't know why the intro just replayed itself. Yeah, StreamYard sucks. Anyways, no, yeah, for me, it gets numb. Or I get numb.
I didn't care. I didn't yell. I just watched.
Nope. Yep. 100%.
I could have been tired from the weekend I had, but I just sat there and watched. I'm like, I'm not getting juiced up for this because I know no matter what happens, whatever that score says, we're gonna lose this game. You could just tell from the first half. It's like we are gonna lose this game.
I woke up early to watch it, and I honestly watched up to the third quarter or through the third. I watched the game through the third quarter, fell back to sleep, I should say, because I just was like, we were losing by like 14, 17 points, and I was just like, okay, yeah, then I woke up with 2 minutes left in the fourth, and I heard Abdul Carter got a strip sack with Mariota, and I was like, oh.
That's the most frustrating part is there were opportunities for us to win on Sunday. Like,
yes.
Sunday wasn't like we're sitting here talking about like, oh, it's the 8th straight loss, all that stuff, but like there was moments they could have won that game. They just never capitalized on them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we lost by 8, so another 1-score loss for the Giants. We're basically the opposite of the Minnesota Vikings. We'll be lose by 1 score. Or not Minnesota Vikings, but the Denver Broncos. Because the Broncos.
But the Broncos, like I was talking earlier, I was just like, the Broncos are not the flashiest team. Their offense kind of stinks, but they just win. That's all they're like. Maybe that's coaching. Maybe it's having an excellent defense like they do. But you just watch them, and no matter what the score is, you're like, the Broncos are going to find a way to win this game. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, they've had an incredible season. Shout out to them and all those things. I hope one day we're like them. Well, no, we were like them because back in 2022.
Yeah, 2020 we were like, I want to be a dominant team where we're a constant playoff team. I don't want luck. This is just a good football team. I want to be what the Bills have been, what, the Chiefs were for the past decade before, Sunday happened. I want to be, all these other great teams in the league that win week in and week out are constantly making deep playoff runs.
Yeah. When Joe Shane said during his bye-week press conference that he wouldn't make the same mistake twice.
He's made the same mistake multiple times now.
Multiple times, I tell you. And him just being as part of the front office still is beyond me. And
because again, our inability to bring in a kicker has cost us another game. We have 9 points on the field on Sunday from special teams alone.
Dude, there's just a bunch of things that went wrong, and we'll get into all of it. Actually, right now, because unless you have anything else to discuss in terms of the for our opening kickoff segment. We'll just dive into it. Commanders 29, Giants 21. We still the number 1 pick. Woohoo! And both teams. Actually, this was the only game in this week's slate or this past week's slate where there were no playoff implications whatsoever.
Pathetic.
Yeah,
it's because we've been playing that way for for the past decade now, it's been like that. It's like, yeah, the Giants are playing. There's no classification in this one. Why watch?
Yeah, nothing. I mean, the only thing that mattered for this game was draft position and the other.
But like, if you're the Commanders, like, sure, you want a high draft pick, but like, this draft pick doesn't mean much because you're just going to try to compete again next season. So like, sure, you want the first overall pick, but that's not your main goal. Whereas the Giants are so bad, they need the first overall pick to kind of help supplement the roster, whether that be drafting somebody or the smart move, trading back and just getting a haul. Like someone did a mock draft yesterday with the Jets. We're getting 3 first-round picks back and a second in 2027.
That's sweet.
That's franchise altering right there.
Yes, very useful for whoever the next GM is going to be. And whatnot. But look, Commanders fans, I know they're a little disappointed that their team won on Sunday, but at the same time, it's like you mentioned, they have talent. They have a franchise quarterback. I know we do too, of course, but they're a more talented team than us.
Than we are. Like, yes, are they old? Does the team have problems? Absolutely. But when you have, Jay Daniels, there is a core on that team. If you can bring in some youth and, in other positions, it has to be through the draft, through free agency, through all these different places, and, kind of mix and match, tweak the roster a little bit, that team could easily be in a conference championship game next year.
Plus, they're set. They're fine. They just need a couple more pieces, and they'll be able to get that with the draft position they're at right now. Meanwhile, us,
no matter where the Commanders pick, because they're probably picking somewhere between 5 and 12
top
by
10
the time the season's all said and done.
Yeah.
They're going to bring in a talented player that will help them, and it'll have the same impact as if they're picking 2, 3, or 4.
Yeah. Meanwhile, for us, yeah, like I said, we need number one, and it sucks that in order to keep that number one spot, we may have to lose. I mean, we obviously have to lose.
We have to lose out because the Raiders are not going to win a game, and we played the Raiders on Scott will decide the number 1 overall pick. Is that Raiders game?
Yeah, I have a friend of mine who his name's Isaac. He's a Raiders fan, and we were talking about it on Sunday, and I was like, "Well, we still got number 1, buddy." And he was like, "Hey, y'all don't need it." I'm like, "Yeah, we do." And then he's like, "You guys have a franchise quarterback. We don't." I'm like, "Hey, man, we want number 1 because I want to trade down. If you want number 1, you can trade us whatever you want, and we'll probably take it."
Yeah. And to be fair, if the Raiders are the team that gets number 1 and we get number 2, that probably helps us out a lot too, because the Raiders will pick a quarterback, and then the team will be very desperate to jump up to get one.
Because
the Raiders picking 2, the team will be even more desperate to jump up because they know the Raiders at 2 will get one.
Yeah, because if I remember correctly, from what I've been seeing these past few days, the quarterback class for this upcoming season, upcoming draft year, it's weak.
It's weak.
Yeah, I know. Obviously, last year,
Mendoza's is the big one, then the drop off.
Yeah, there's Dante Moore. I know he's going to be in there.
Yeah.
Lenore Sellers, I believe, is returning back to school, which is.
Is he going back to South Carolina?
Yes, I think there's a deal they're working out. He's working out a deal with them. It's crazy to say that when a college player is working out a deal to re-sign with the team. Obviously, 5-10 years ago, if you said that.
Well, no, that was still happening 5-10 years ago. It just was behind. It was just behind the scenes.
Just yes, under the table, as they would say.
Under the table, yeah, exactly. A booster who's like the brother-in-law of the coach's brother-in-law is doing it.
There you go. Now it's
now it's just out in the open, basically.
Exactly. But I will say I'm thankful that
people who are like, we need to ban sports gambling. It's like, do you guys not realize that if you do that, it's just gonna go illegal again? Like, it's not gonna stop anything.
Yeah, everyone's gonna figure out a way to.
Everyone was doing it beforehand. The legalization just makes it so less people get their knees broken.
Yeah, and I will say I'm very thankful that the Giants don't need a quarterback. Now, because we have one, we obviously drafted one last draft, and now we don't have to worry about our franchise guy for the next, hopefully, 8 to 9, 10, or who knows how long. Hopefully for a long period of time, regardless. But yeah, people are, I've seen people on Twitter who are actually serious about like, what if the Giants drafted?
If someone actually says that, they don't know football and like should just stop watching.
And
if you are seriously suggesting the Giants trade Jaxson Dart and draft Fernando Mendoza, you are a moron, an absolute moron.
1%, 1 to 2% of me feels like I see what they're coming from because one,
No, it's no.
Oh no, but no, because
the thing they're coming from is Jaxson Dart's aggressive play style. That's been pretty much overblown because on Sunday, when he needed to go to the blue tent, he really didn't need to go to the blue tent.
Yeah, I will say
we can all admit that he didn't need to go to the blue tent. B, tons of other quarterbacks have had physical play styles and have been fine. So this is just an overreaction to a really stupid narrative that, while true, is a bit overblown.
I will say the 1 to 2% of me seeing where they're coming from, that's from the fact that if we do get a new GM, Dart and a new head coach, obviously, that Dart isn't their guy. I'm just saying, I see okay, this is similar to the whole Josh Rosen, Kyler Murray situation,
right? But unlike Josh Rosen, Dart has shown flashes and 100%. Signs that this could be a franchise guy, whereas Rosen was terrific his first year. So that front office, we don't want to develop this guy. Whereas Dart's okay, we see the vision here. We can develop this player. And you had the hard part done. Now it's just building the cast around him.
Yes. So, like I said, for those who are actually 100% serious about that, yeah, I don't know if you know that much football, but hey, you know what? Good for you for getting clicks. That's all I'm saying in regards to that. But we have a franchise guy. We just
stuff like that gets us voted, like that graphics, like dumbest fan bases in sports, and we're always number one. It's because people like you, if you're actually saying Fernando Mendoza should be the quarterback of the New York Giants, you're the reason why we have that reputation.
We are number one.
I don't want to be number one in that.
I know. Hopefully we're at the top of the mountain one day, my friend. But the losing continues for us. One losing streak had to end for either team on Sunday, and it was the Commanders that did. We have now fallen to 8 straight losses on the season. We have not won a game since October 9th. So literally it's been 2 months and a week since we've won a game. Yep. It's been some time. Merry Christmas to us. Or Merry early Christmas to us, I should say. But yes, hey, look,
imagine after that Eagles game, you telling them that we're not going to win another game we may not win another game this season.
Until next year.
Imagine telling that after the highest of highs you could get after that, you got Eagles wins. Enjoy. This is the last game you're going to win all season. It's what?
The football gods.
What are you talking about?
The football gods are like, hey, you're going to beat the defending Super Bowl champs. Yes, but you're never going to win a game after that. So, huh? Well, and honestly, that week was very fun. I think that was probably the most fun week we've had of watching football and talking about. Football on the show.
I didn't realize it was going at the cost of us going on a 12-game losing streak.
I know, and I tell you, my friend, when it comes to this loss, I was obviously making my notes. I actually made my notes on Sunday night. I wanted to get things done early, and it's just a common theme where it's okay, another unfortunate loss, but there were some good things, right? But there's also some bad things. And we can start with the good things. We once again on Sunday saw Dart make throws down the field that shows
Dart had a very a meh game. He was not great in that first half, but he turned it on in the second half.
There were a lot of overthrows, missed throws, whatever you want to call it. Like you mentioned towards the beginning, but late in the game, whether it was that touchdown to Tracy,
he locked in, he dialed in.
Oh yeah, that back foot throw to Wan'Dale Robinson for a touchdown as well. His scrambling ability kind of came out later on in the second half. We've seen
more after that big hit.
I will say, so a couple of things. Actually, no, I'll say that for the bad part, but we'll focus on the positives for now. Actually, with Dart, like you mentioned, he's sliding a little bit more now, which is great. He's making the throws down the field.
Because how many rookie quarterbacks would take that first bad half and had that affect them all game? Whereas Dart's was able to block that out and just continue to play his game and just improve. That's not an easy thing to do mid-game, make that adjustment and improve. So that's another sign that, okay, this kid is something real. There's something special here.
I love him. I really do. I love him, man. Every time he performs well, it makes me think about the times where I'm I don't want Jaxson Dart. Give me Shadur Sanders. Way back during the draft process.
Yeah, that looked really great after this week.
Yeah, damn right. Shadur was not great whatsoever. So thank
I
God.
feel like Shedeur Sanders fans like, he needs help. He has no time. He held the ball for 8 seconds, had 2 check down options. What more do you want? He has the same problems we all said in college. He hung on to the ball too long. Is manifesting the NFL.
I think he's still tapping the ball, right?
Yeah, tapping it, waiting.
Yeah.
Like,
I never knew.
You don't need to go for the home run every play. There's 2 open guys for like 5-6 yards. Just throw it to them.
I never knew how effective like tapping the ball before you throw it is, and how defenders read onto that, and whatnot. So it's good to know, good to learn about. But regardless, Dart 20-36, 246, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Jalen Hyatt's your fault. And
another interception by Jalen Hyatt.
Yeah, and then 9 carries for 63 yards for Mr. Dart. So once again, another solid overall game. Almost 300 yards of offense himself that he created. So great stuff by him.
And then people want to move on from him. What we talking
makes
about
no sense.
What are we doing here?
Makes no gosh damn sense. But yes, you also mentioned to the refs making him go get checked. Look, I get it. He has now been evaluated for a concussion in now half the games. I know that's a fact that's going around social media. But like you mentioned earlier, this one was not even needed. Like, he's fine. Like, you got to let the man play his way.
Yeah.
Instead of like whenever he gets hit, it's time to go get a concussion check. Like, dude, he's
guys,
fine.
He just took a big hit. He needs a second.
Yeah, he got up and he seemed fine, and y'all still made him go get checked for no gosh darn reason.
Well, like Bobby Skinner was talking about, because in the Giants Nation the other day, the Chargers game where he had like that 35-yard run. I remember he got tackled and just went on his knees. We all forget that there was a penalty on that play. So was he like had his hands on his knees because he was hurt, or was he just exhausted, upset that the play was getting called back, and he realized he just ran 35 yards for nothing?
And then it go get
because when he said that, I'm like, man, that's a fair point. Yeah, it could have just be that competitor and him coming out. That's why he was on his knees, not because he was hurt.
Yeah.
I think Dart's got to market him now because of the media surrounding it, because of the storylines, and the refs are going to take every opportunity they can to like make it the poster boy of look how safe we are.
Meanwhile, there's other players who are doing literally the same thing as him, yet they're not. We don't see them getting checked out for concussions because it's like, they're fine. But with Dart,
because the storyline isn't there. It's a media thing.
Mm-hmm. Don't like it whatsoever. But you know what? Hey, Dart, as long as you you stay healthy, my friend, that's all I care about. And you just play your game. When I mean by playing your game, I'll dive into that shortly.
He's got to make change. Like, don't get me wrong. Does Dart need to make change to protect himself? Absolutely. I'm more just saying that we don't need to like neuter him. We just need him to just read the situation better.
And I think we are somewhere, and
we definitely are. We 100% are seeing it.
Yeah, and I guess I'll mention the negative part that I want to bring up now with Dart was that. Look, Kafka, like, I get it.
I don't know what Kafka's doing with him.
Yeah, I know something's going on to where he's just limiting his like. There were times on Sunday where I'm like, okay, Dart can take off here, but he's not, and I get it. You can, of course, you're the quarterback, like you can't run, every single time, but like the aggressiveness for the lack of aggressiveness by Kafka to allow Dart to run, to take off, I guess. I don't know. I don't. How do I say this? It just seemed like he didn't allow Dart to run.
He's leashed. Dart is on a leash right now.
There you go. Kafka. Thank you. Yes.
Dart has been leashed. We're like, if they say whatever you want about Brian Dable was okay and allowed. It's weird. We have the two extremes right now, and we need the middle. Dable was too aggressive with Dart, whereas Kafka's too conservative. We need someone that's right in the middle. That's good at like wants Dart to take off. Will allow him to, be that ultra competitor, but at the same time, be like, okay, I want you to be a competitor. I want you to fight for every single yard.
Yes.
But just protect yourself and read the situation, okay? Don't get it all in one play. That's what we need. That's all we need.
And I hope we find that whoever with our next coaches. I don't think that Kafka will change anything. I think he's still going to be conservative for the rest of the year.
I think Kafka knows he's done. I think anyone with the brain will know. There's no shot Kafka's coming back next year.
And as much as I do obviously want him
if
gone.
Kafka survives this one, he's a cockroach.
No, and there were a lot of bad decisions that were made by him, and we'll dive into that shortly. I do want to say that it's not 100% his fault. Like he's stuck with the same roster that Dable had, but before he was
stuck with
fired.
a bad hand. He's got the only guy he can rely on in that offense is Dart and Wan'Dale Robinson.
There's no one.
And to an extent, Singletary.
He's just the guy that is filling in for the rest of the year. He's basically, he's a substitute teacher. Simple as that.
Yeah.
And he's not going to be there for the long run no matter what. But he's just there just to get the team through. And then once the season ends, he is gone. So, but then again, I just didn't like the way he was calling plays on Sunday. Really, I just didn't like his lack of aggressiveness and whatnot. And we'll dive into that shortly. But someone who did play well, and we've been waiting for this guy to come out, was Abdul Carter, and we saw a little glimpse of him kind of coming out against the Patriots, but we saw him completely break out on Sunday.
The breakout.
Very similar to the Kayvon Thibodeau situation back in 22, my friend. But yes,
that Washington game.
Yeah, same game around the same time actually.
Too. If I'm not mistaken, I believe the Washington game was the week of Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
Actually, was that Thanksgiving?
No, it was in December actually, my friend.
It was December?
Yes, it was. It was Sunday night in December. I believe it was it was 2 weeks before the Indy game, if I'm not mistaken. You can obviously fact check me.
Yeah,
please, if that's okay.
Right now. December 18th. Yep. So this week.
Wow! Holy crap! So Abdul
literally Thursday, our next show.
A little earlier. Sweet. Well, it was great to see. It was good to see Abdul show out. He had 7 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, a sack, 2 forced fumbles, and a fumble recovery.
Yep.
Hey, who knew coming in early and staying late has its perks, right?
Not watching stuff you're not supposed to on your phone.
Well, I wonder what
even though that report is fake, it's just very funny.
Yes, I'm very proud of him. I obviously love the pick coming out of the draft. I know we've spoken our frustrations in regards to him, which were completely valid. But he's matured. He's shown out.
He's learning. He's doing what a rookie should do. And I know we just gave Kafka, crap for his play calling. Yes. If there's one positive we could take away from Kafka, is he's bringing discipline back. He's bringing that accountability.
Slowly but surely.
He's really bring that back. And maybe that's something that Abdul needs. He needs that accountability that this isn't Penn State. You can't get away with what you used to do. I think Dable was not punishing his players, not doing that affected Carter, and he kind of was able to push the limits and get away with as much as possible. It wasn't until Kafka kind of, woke him up and, kind of knocked him down a notch that he learned.
Yeah. And I love to, and I'm really glad that, he kind of realized hey, I gotta shape up if I'm gonna survive in this league. And he's young and he's still gonna continue to mature. And I feel like after this game, I feel like this game has given him a big confidence boost where it's okay, this is what I can do.
The media pressure's off too, because he's not chasing sacks anymore. He's got 2.5. He had the big performance. He's okay, finally. This is what it is. Now it's okay. That worked this week doing practice stuff. I'm going to build on that and keep going.
Just keep doing what he's doing, man. And I think, obviously good things will continue. And I really hope this is the start of things to come because, obviously with Thibodeau, he's kind of fallen off since that Washington game that he had. And I hope that's not the case here with Carter. And I hope he continues to.
I don't think so because Carter's just such a different talent than Thibodeau's was.
Yeah, damn right.
But let's be honest, Thibodeau was good, but everyone did think all right, he's more of an athlete than a true game disruptor.
Man, Abdul, he can disrupt the damn game, I tell you that, and he really disrupted the game on Sunday. I will say that lateral play near the end of the game.
What's with the league and doing rugby style plays? We had
that was fun. I don't know.
Had the Baltimore handed off to was it Van Noy who handed it off?
Yes,
I forgot who we handed it off.
Yes,
it
was.
Handed it off to him. We got the Giants lateraling it. It was amazing. We got rugby going on.
It was so much fun. There's one thing I loved about Sunday.
Good rugby plays and not the bad ones going on in Philadelphia.
Yes. The tush push. So, yeah, probably the most stress-free
fun parts
win.
of rugby, not the rugby scrum.
Yes. Probably the most stress-free win for those Eagles, by the way. So good for them.
When you play the Raiders and you have a talented offense, you should beat them by 40.
I will say, when you mentioned rugby plays, I love the how the Steelers run the tush push. Because Rodgers is literally like
Rodgers can't do that. He died.
I know, but he's literally just in the backfield just waiting. Like when the ball snapped, he's just hands in his little hand warmer.
Yeah.
And then when Cameron Hayward, was it Cameron Hayward? Is it Cam Hayward?
I think Cam Hayward's doing it, yeah.
No, Connor Hayward. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Connor Hayward, his brother. When he scored last night, Rodgers is like, touchdown.
Yeah.
like Peter Griffin, touchdown.
And a touchdown. A touchdown.
I like that tush push, not the Eagles.
No, because that's actually that's like a wildcat run. That's like a full, that's like a play. You're not just, using force to push forward.
Yeah. It's just big old Connor Hayward with his 260, 270.
Rodgers is behind Hayward pushing him. He's just like, all right, we'll just let him create all the momentum.
Hey, I don't know what's up with the Steelers and big, heavy tight ends. You have Hayward, you have Darnell Washington, almost 300 pounds.
Oh, he's over 300 pounds. They said in the broadcast last night. It's like, yeah, he listed at 285. The Steelers have said he's over. Yeah,
dude, that dude is way too big to
that guy's a truck coming at you.
And shout out to him. This dude can catch passes and truck the heck out of people. I don't know how he got tackled yesterday by I think it was Jones.
I think he got a miracle.
Dude, yeah, because the corner was like 185. That's like literally half of his weight. Or Washington's weight, but a great game by Washington, great game by Freiermuth last night as well. The tight ends showed out for Pittsburgh, and hey, the Dolphins in the cold, always a loss. So never picking.
Yeah, who? Honestly, I again ask, who thought this game was good on Sunday night, on Monday Night Football?
That's ESPN for you. But at least the next few games are going to be good for Monday Night Football.
At least you have that.
Yeah, you have Chargers, Niners, and then you have I forgot what the other one is, but I digress. But anyways, let's see who else showed out on Sunday. Theo Johnson, when he feels like it, had another solid game.
When he can catch a football.
Yeah, and when he's on his game, he's a solid deep threat down the field. He has a big target. Dart loves him and had 3 catches for about 70-something yards. So shout out to him. Wanda Robinson continues to be a man's best friend for the Giants. And the run game, once again, showed out, this time with Tyrone Tracy instead of Devin Singletary. It seems like they take turns sometimes. But I feel like, and we talked about this before, this continues to be the identity. This should be the identity of this Giants team, just running the football, especially when Cam Scadaboo's back and you add in the scrambling ability with Dart and Tracy coming in here and there when everyone's healthy. Like, I really do love this running game identity that the Giants are showing right now, and maybe that continues heading into next year and years after that. We'll see. It depends on obviously the head coach and then the offensive coordinator. But regardless, I love what we're seeing right now. Then there's the bad, and there was a lot of bad on Sunday, my friend. Let's start with the $36 million receiver himself, Darius Slayton.
We got John, but this guy doesn't drop footballs. Do you not watch, sir? Because this is the second time I've had a problem with Jonathan Villa and what he's talking about. Like, does this guy just not watch football? Because I remember in the Lions game, he was talking about how the Giants defense plays great, and I'm like, yeah, have you not watched the Giants defense all year? They play great until it matters most. Now we got Darius Slayton doesn't drop footballs. He's dropped footballs his entire career. What are we talking about?
So many times, we can. So many times where we can look back and that's a drop, that's another drop.
I always think Kirk Cousins, Darius Slayton should be sending Kirk Cousins Christmas cards every single year, because if Kirk Cousins didn't throw a check down on 4th and 7, he's not in the league anymore.
Who knows?
He's the biggest scapegoat for that 2022 wild card loss.
Yes. I don't know what made Joe Shane think
leadership. Oh, he's a great locker room guy. What are we talking about here? He can't catch a football. I don't care how great a locker room guy this is. You know what's really easy to find? Great locker room guys. You know what's hard to find? Guys that can catch a football.
You're damn right. And I don't understand
$36 million because this guy's a leader. Get out of here.
Exactly. Plus, he's over here faking injuries after the drop. I'm like, buddy.
No, dude. You just
buddy. Come on. But yeah, he's just one example of just a lack of weapons on this team, dependable targets on this team. The whole Isaiah Hodgins honeymoon stuff, that's over. That's over. He had that one game that he showed
we all
out.
kind of knew that was good. We all kind of knew that.
Well, I thought for me, I thought like he was gonna be consistent, like maybe just be a consistent, maybe 3-4 catch guy, maybe get 56.
I thought he would
He's
be
a
a
big
very hit or
target.
miss guy. He has some big games, some like poor games. I didn't really expect much from him.
I kind of expected what we saw from him when he joined the team late in 22, and kind of was that like that number one guy for like the rest of the late half of the year. Obviously that's not the case here. We'll still love him back next year. He's a good guy.
He's a good depth guy to have. I like that.
Would rather
like
have
wide receiver 5 or 6. I'll take that.
Yeah, would rather have him over Slayton, no doubt about that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, definitely clear the Giants.
I know Hodgins. I throw the ball his way, he's catching it.
Yes, unlike some people. But yeah, definitely every wide receiver is on the list top.
Oh, it might be it's arguably one of their biggest needs is a wide receiver too.
It's a priority. We love Wandale, we love Malik, but we need that one. We need one more guy, whether it's a Carnell Tate, a Jordan Tyson in the draft, or it's someone in free agency, depending on who's out there. Yeah, I can't see. I don't see Slayton surviving long on this team. I do think whoever the next GM is,
he's either traded or cut. It's that simple.
Yes. So can't wait for that next GM to hit the new GM news to hit like crack, and
we'll see fire him. We'll hit like crack, let alone new GM.
Yeah, fair enough. But yes, hey, Slayton's one of many useless players on the field. Another one I want to mention is Jalen Hyatt, whose only contribution was a tackle, which was after a throw targeted to him was intercepted. Whether it was his fault, Dart's fault, whatever the case may be, don't care. Don't understand why he's out there. Honestly, people are sometimes complain like, oh, why is he, inactive, or why is he out there? How about like we should complain about him not being cut? And Joe Shane, like it just makes no sense to why he's still out.
The fact, because like I don't know how much interest there was during the trade deadline, even if it was just a 7th round pick. Why not just take it? Because it's clear this guy's going to do nothing.
He's checked out. Either whether he's checked out, the coaching staff doesn't have really trust in him. Or
it's probably both. It's probably mix of both. It's probably Hyatt's checked out, so the coaching staff doesn't have confidence in him, or the coach doesn't have confidence in him, so Hyatt's checked out.
Yeah,
it's one of the other.
And Dart doesn't trust him either.
No, why would you?
No, you shouldn't. You really shouldn't. So he was useless once again. DJ Davidson, who was one of our backup DTs, there was a point in the game where he was about to stop the running back and then stopped and was like looking down at his hand, like shaking it. And I'm just like, huh? Like, first, it's football.
Think he probably got hit or something and got like
hurt. But like, dude, why are you stopping? Like,
I don't know why he's stopping.
And he's just like ow, 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 or whatever. And then he like just stopped contributing to the play. I'm just like, bro, you're playing football. Man up and go freaking stop the running back instead of having. This is why our run defense sucks ass, because our D tackles are doing their job. And speaking of D tackles, Dexter Lawrence, I'm sorry, man. I've been waiting to say this for quite some time. We're gonna. I don't know. You're not that guy anymore. Look, and I remember he was.
I think if there's anyone that's checked out, it's him. He's checked out.
Yeah, and look, I get it.
I've seen some reports on Twitter, and I don't want it to happen, but there's a chance he could demand a trade. There really is. I think if Joe Shane is brought in, we're gonna watch the last of Dexter Lawrence in a Giants uniform, because we had the reports before the season he was tired of losing.
Yeah, but it doesn't. And I get that. I do. Right. And, he was asked on Sunday where it's like, oh, yeah, it was cold outside. Or his response of it was cold outside when he was asked about why the crowd was so sparse. I don't think that's the reason. If you were winning games,
it's part of the reason. It's cold outside and the team sucks. So why am I going to go sit in the cold and watch a crappy team where I can sit in my living room where it's warm and watch the crappy team?
Plus, we can add in the fact that his play has been so shitty. Excuse my language, but that just has to be said when it comes to him. Like dude, hit the talks of him being the best D tackle in the league, that's long gone. Like, we no longer see the tackles for loss. We no longer see the sacks from him. Like, he hasn't had a full sack in 19 games. That is a season and 2 games. He only has a half a sack this year. Like, he's no longer the best D tackle in the league. He's not that good anymore. Maybe it's the way he's used. Maybe it's because he's checked out. Whatever the case may be.
I think it's both. I really think it's both.
Yeah,
I think it's a terrible defensive system, which I've said many times in this show, and he's checked out from losing.
Yeah, and
he's basically grown to the point of apathy, and where we kind of were at this week, where it's just like, why are we going to get excited or anything? We know we're going to lose. If fans are feeling that, players are feeling that.
Yeah, he's just, I don't know. I just don't like the way he's been playing. I really hope that changes.
No, you shouldn't. There's nothing really to be happy about Dexter Lawrence right now.
Really isn't. And I don't know. And he was asked about Carter, where he was asked like, "Oh, do you think Abdul Carter's performance or shows that he can respond to criticism?" And Lawrence is like, "Yeah, for 1 week." And I'm just like, just the way he said it, I'm just like, what?
Yeah,
and he's like, great.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Oh, greatness is doing it over, a consistent amount of weeks and whatnot, or whatever."
I mean,
like,
you're right, but like, how about you be because you got the captain on your chest there. We see the C. How about you be a leader and hype up your teammate?
Or how about, better yet, how about you take your own damn advice, because he clearly has not done so.
Yeah.
He's been absolutely dog shit this year, and I hate that. And the fact that we even talked about him, oh, he's the best tackle in the league, or D tackle in the league. Yeah,
he was, and I still think he could be again, but he's just not there. He's just mentally not into it.
Yeah, clearly that's Jaxson Carter of Philadelphia. As much as I hate saying that,
oh my god,
truly is. That guy is
stupid. If only he could learn to drive a car, or just not drive a car, he would be in Philly.
Or only if he just didn't spit on people, he'd be a great person. But you know what? That's just neither here nor there. But yes, the card stuff is more important, because
that's how he got to Philly. That's how he fell to 9, because he probably would have been taken by the Bears. I don't know where the Bears were picking that draft.
Well, either way, just wish he wasn't a damn Eagle, because we would,
I wish a lot of guys were in Eagles.
Hey, man, they just got a bunch of Bulldogs on defense and some solid damn corners. Quinyon Mitchell is a outstanding CB.
I wish more GMs were like Howie Roseman and just afraid to take a chance.
I hope we get a GM like Howie Roseman one day. But
who's Howie's assistant GM? Can we
take him? That'd be fantastic. By the way, those talks of Kevin Patullo will get an interview with the Giants. I swear to God, if I hear anything about interviewing him, and if we end up hiring him, not only would that be the most Giants thing ever.
I think that was a rumor spread by Eagles fans to just upset us.
Okay, well, fine, great, sure, but I just feel like if there's one thing the Giants,
I would feel like the Giants organization, as dumb as I have been, I feel like they're smart enough to see the Eagles' offense and how good it should be and how bad it is, and realize, okay, maybe coaching's the problem there. Don't touch that.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, Sirianni is not exactly like the most thought after coach in the league right now. Let's be honest.
He really isn't.
His reputation's kind of taken a hit this season.
Just a tad. Because the talks of him, it's like, oh, he needs a good coordinator or staff around him to be successful. Yeah. Kind of seems right to me. I mean, when he had Kellen Moore and Shane Steichen, the offense was solid. Now he's dealing with he dealt with Brian Johnson, who was dog crap low key, and he's dealt with now Kevin Patullo, who's also been dog crap as a coordinator. Mm-hmm. And what has that led to? Kind of a fall off. Interesting.
Yeah, common theme. I wonder if there's correlation.
Oh. But either way, I digress. What else was disappointing on Sunday? Run defense.
So the sky's blue.
Yes. Well, it's probably cool. I think it's cloudy over here, but I digress.
Okay, well, it's when the clouds aren't in the sky's blue.
Sky is blue.
Just because the run defense is bad. Yeah, it's been bad for 5 years now. We've had a president administration of bad run defense.
Jacoby Krosky-Merritt, ever since that Week 1 game, and yes, you can factor in the Chargers game as well. He has not had a great season at all.
He's had 3 great games, and 2 of them against bet against us.
Still get against the Giants. Low key, I don't know why it did, but it reminded me of Boston Scott. Used to throughout the whole season.
Oh God, please don't let him be Boston Scott. No, we don't speak that name on this podcast.
Nightmares. Dude, that guy was such a midget, and yeah, he killed us. It's ridiculous how good Boston Scott was against the Giants versus against the rest of the league. But yeah, Merritt had 96 total rushing yards on Sunday. Mariota got his rushing yards in as well. McLaurin got back on track in terms of the receiving game for Washington. So once again, showing
when we have a horrific secondary, they're all going to get on.
Paulson and Debo and Javon Holland. Another more bad moves by Joe Shane. I won't make the same mistake twice.
Make the same mistake twice. You made it in the same offseason.
You made it in the same offseason, damn it. You had a solid secondary in the past with Julian Love and Xavier McKinney. And what do? You move on from both of them. Yay. What else we got? Lack of aggressiveness by Kafka. Yes, I did want to bring that up actually. There's a 4th and 6 play from the 33 yard line, and then we decided to kick a field goal. Hey there, we have nothing to lose. We are 2-12 now.
Let's be aggressive.
Let's be aggressive. He was. We
also don't have a kicker.
We really don't. He had struggles in pregame, yet you trusted him to kick a field goal. And he missed twice on the day. So, yay. There was a 3rd and 20 in which we ran the ball for 2 yards. Shouldn't you want to throw the ball? I get that we're trying to establish a running identity here.
It was 3rd and 20, you said?
Yes, it was 3rd and 20.
Yeah, see, that's called Kafka giving up on the play.
Yeah. Similar to, it's not as bad as the whole third down kneel that we
the QB sneak on 3rd and 9. No, it's not as bad, but it's the same mindset.
Very similar.
We know we're not going to get the first down, so let's try to make the punt a little better.
Yes,
is what it is.
Granted,
he should have just ran a H-back draw and done that.
Maybe
or, power, not a QB sneak. It would have just looked better.
Yeah, but here we
digress.
Are. Yeah. What else did he do? It was a 1st and goal at the 1 yard line where it was a shotgun snap to Dart at a design run to go up the middle.
Yep.
There could have been better run plays you could have ran. You know, maybe go under center for a QB sneak or HB dive, HB toss.
Yep.
RPO with the tight end in the flat. I don't know. But yeah, Kafka. I don't know. I supported you after that first game because your aggressiveness was there. Now it's just non-existent.
The aggressiveness kind of died after the Detroit game, if you think about it.
Yes. So maybe I think with since he has Dart now, or now that Dart's playing or starting at quarterback, I guess he's trying to be more careful. When in reality, I'm like, dude, just be aggressive, just like you were with Winston. But apparently he's not doing so. So don't know what's going on there. But we can kiss his ass goodbye once the season's over. I wish him nothing but the best. He seems like a great guy. Not his fault for our losing, but he's part of it. So bye.
Yeah.
What else? Also, the Giants always surprising us on game day with shitty decisions that once again continued before the game. Gunnar O, I hope he gets better soon. He did not clear concussion protocol, obviously, and so he did not play. But we didn't elevate Amir Smith-Marset or Xavier Gibson to play kick returner.
Because we're morons. We're run by idiots.
We are. We sure are.
And we have Kafka out there. Javon Holland was running back kickoff returns, right?
Punt returns, to be exact, yes.
Did we not learn from the Adoree Jackson injury in 2022?
Nope. I didn't even know he returned punts. I
didn't either.
Yeah, here we are. It just makes no sense to have your starting strong free safety.
Especially when there's no depth behind him.
Yeah, we could have had depth if we, obviously elevated.
Well, if we were, if you're run by not an idiot, we would have.
I tell you, and I think we elevated or signed Dalen Cambry to the active roster, who did close to nothing on Sunday. He's another wideout. We could have elevated Gibson or Amir Smith-Marset instead,
or Ryan Miller.
Yes, great player to mention. Because we signed him literally a few days ago, but still he could have been out there. I mean, just because you've been signed a few days ago doesn't mean you can't play. We've seen Miller play this year. For Tampa, like why not put him out there? Maybe he isn't the whole playbook yet, but still. Or maybe give Turbo Miller a shot, right? Because I think he maybe had return kicks in the past. He's a speedster, and instead of having maybe Tyrone Tracy back there on kick returns or whoever the case may be, yeah, I don't know. Just elevate someone that makes sense. And we'll say it again. I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. He's made the mistake about kick returners and special teams as a whole more than twice now, Joe. So, I don't know. I don't know how the hell you still have a job. I really do hope that the whole news about, or not news, but just the thought process of him being here past this year is
dead.
Yeah. And I really hope John Mara comes to his senses despite his cancer. Which, look, I hope he gets better. I do. I just don't want that to affect his decision making.
Yeah.
And I really do hope Steve Tisch comes in and
we haven't heard from Steve Tisch in 5 years.
He's useless too. I don't know.
I think we have to stop hoping Steve Tisch is like this savior. He doesn't care, clearly.
He does not care. And I know I heard someone say, "Oh yeah, Tim McDonald's going to be groomed to be the next owner or whatever, or GM."
If anyone, it's Chris Mara. If it's anybody, it's the Mara last name. They're not going to give it to McDonald.
I hate the whole front office. But once again, my friend, did I miss anything? Is there anything that I missed?
No, you nailed it all. You nailed it. This team just sucks.
So many bad things to discuss, but the good thing is the Giants still have the number 1 pick. Yep. And for the next GM that's going to come in, he will have the chance to really change his team for the better and bring in the right people around, build this team back to where they truly belong. The talent is here. We have the guys. We'll say it again. We have the quarterback. We have the receiver. We have the running back. We have the defensive players on that that will show out. We just need the right coaches and supporting cast around the core we have, and we'll be all right. Will that time come sooner or later? Hopefully, it won't be this year. It may not be next year. No matter who we bring in, but I do know that one day we'll be back to being competitive again on a consistent basis. It's just right now we are dealing with the tough times, and unfortunately, this podcast started when we were in a rut, and we are still in a rut. Unfortunately, I think we've only been able to celebrate still 5 wins over the past couple of years now, which is very depressing. Obviously, I think the most fun we've had on this show is talking about Giants Eagles when we won that game. When we obviously we always have fun doing mock drafts and talking about free agent signings and all those things. Outside of that, my friend, it's been quite depressing, but I'm still thankful that we have a platform to talk about our boys, and hopefully our patience pays off, I should say, one of these days. But yeah, we got the Vikings next. Then we have the Raiders, and then we have the Cowboys to finish the year. So fingers crossed for an 0-3 ending to the year. But maybe we'll somehow, some way beat the Raiders or Vikings or Raiders. Who knows? All right. No more Giants talk. Let's move on to our Week 15 instant replay segment, where we mentioned 5 games, or I mentioned 5 games to Brian with an overreaction question or statement for each one, and Brian determines if it's an overreaction or it is not. So let's get into it. We'll start with Thursday Night Football's game with the Falcons and the Bucks. Falcons 29, Bucks 28. Zane Gonzalez hit the game-winning field goal to win the game for Atlanta, and that kept the door open, I should say, for Carolina's division chances, but they kind of costed themselves on Sunday with the loss of the Saints. But regardless, Kyle Pitts, an outstanding game.
Yeah, Kyle Pitts finally. Welcome to the NFL after 5 years.
I know that breakout game finally came out. So my question or statement to you, or question here is Kyle Pitts finally the elite tight end that we thought he'd be, or is this just a 1-game wonder type thing, do you think?
I don't know if it's an elite. I definitely think he's a better tight end because he's had a much better season this year than he has in the past. I don't have his exact. I'm pulling up exact stats in front of me. Now, if you want the elite receiver, I need to see a few more games like this. But, this season, He's, almost a career high in yards. Got 797. His rookie year hit 1,000 yards. He has more receptions, career high in receptions, tied his career high in touchdowns. So he's becoming a solid tight end. I would say probably like that, like bottom tier top 10. And that's more on like how thin the tight end position as a whole is. But he's someone that should be a reliable person, not a superstar, but reliable.
Oh, and I'm really glad, obviously Michael Penix didn't really get the best out of him, but Kirk Cousins really has depended on him a lot. And does it help that Drake London's not there? Sure, but Cousins is really targeting Pitts a lot, and it's paying off. And shout out to Pitts for showing out. And I'm sure Falcons fans are relieved everywhere to see him perform the way he did. Obviously, it saved a lot of fantasy teams with his performance. So shout out to the former Florida Gator product who shows out, seems like every time he's in or Florida, the state of Florida does something to him whenever he's playing in that state. So good things to hear in regards to that. Ravens 24, Bengals nothing. Both the Bengals and the Chiefs were eliminated. We'll get to the Chiefs shortly, but the Bengals were one of the teams eliminated from playoff contention after the loss to Baltimore, and the Ravens recorded their first shutout in 7 years by beating Cincinnati. Even with Joe Burrow back, it just wasn't enough just to save the season. And I don't know, something that bothers me about Cincinnati, and this is my overreaction statement here, is that they're gonna blow it all up after this offseason, or after the season ends. Because I
think it all depends on what Joe Burrow wants to do. We have the reports that Burrow is depressed, like not having fun playing football. And a large part of that is on the mismanagement of the Bengals. It's on Zach Taylor not really being a great coach. The front office making boneheaded decisions, like to basically ignore one whole side of the football, and Burrow not being able to win every single shootout he plays in. Look, he's great, but after a while, you can't win every single game 35 to 28. That's something that's, as good as Joe Burrow is, don't get me wrong, that's just a very hard streak to keep up with. So if Burrow requests a trade or gets any indication that he wants out, they need to blow it up.
You need to honor it, and he's done a lot for the franchise. Obviously, took him all the way to the Super Bowl not too long ago, but yeah, I just think that they need to move on from him. It's for the best for his future. And I don't know where you would send him to. That would be a happy place for him, because if he is somehow traded to the Jets, that's even low-key worse.
The Jets are going to solve all his problems. Historically, the Jets have really made football fun for people.
Football is never fun.
There's a viral video of a 10-year-old crying on air how bad the Jets are from this season. Shout out Matt.
Shout out, yes sir, indeed. Yeah, we love Matt, man, and I do hope that Burrow finds joy in the game again. Obviously, right now it's not the case. But yeah, we'll see. Another team that's not having fun right now is the Chiefs, who lost to the Chargers 27-22.
Is there any worse game for the Chiefs now be eliminated from the postseason? Patrick Mahomes tears his ACL.
I know, it's
following the Brady arc. He's really following that Brady arc.
He really is. Hey, they both Brady and Mahomes tore their ACLs during the same year in their careers.
Different weeks though, because Brady tore his week 1, and
yes, and Brady was ready to go by next season, or opening week of the next year.
Yeah, I think Mahomes is missing time next year.
Yes, I do think the projected timeline is that he'll be back in October.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah. So the Chiefs will need to figure out a way to survive the first few weeks or first month or so of the year. But yeah, Chargers swept the Chiefs for the first time since 2013. So impressive things by them. But honestly, my friend, I'll mention this again because I feel like I've done this before. But the Chiefs dynasty is officially over.
I would say it's that this portion of the Chiefs dynasty is over. The one that went to H3 AFC Championship games, that is over. Are the Chiefs done being a contender within the 2020s? I don't want to go that far, because as long as you have Patrick Mahomes on this roster and he is going to make a full recovery at some point, I would say by 2027, 2028, you're probably going to see this Chiefs team pop back up again and be dangerous. As long as Mahomes is under center, you can't count them out.
Yes, but part of me just feels like, okay, when you have Mahomes back, that's great. He's obviously a top 5 quarterback. Much respect to his game. Future Hall of Famer, no doubt about it. Him and Chris Jones account for 33% of that cap space.
Yeah.
They are going to be in cap hell once the offseason comes around.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many holes on this team that may not be able to be addressed right away. You don't have a running back, but Pacheco is trash. Hunt is trash. I think Mahomes this is shout out to the Rich Eisen show for this. Mahomes has led the team in terms of longest run in a season for 5 straight years.
Yeah.
That is terrible. You cannot have your quarterback having the longest run in each season for the past 5 years. That just shows you have a shitty running back core. Your receivers, let's be honest, they are not that great. You have no receiver number. I'm being straight up. You have no wide receiver number 1 on that team. Rashee Rice is overrated as F. Xavier Worthy is a glorified John Ross, but look, he's better than John Ross, but he's a glorified John Ross. And maybe you can blame the injury he suffered in week 1. Sure, but he's not that great. Travis Kelce is washed. And there's Swiftie fans out there who are trying to be Chiefs fans and saying that, oh, Travis Kelce has carried the Chiefs. No, you can say.
I honestly make the argument that Travis Kelce's numbers have gone down since he started dating Taylor Swift.
Well, this year has been statistically better compared to last year and years.
That's not saying much.
But yeah, it really isn't. The Chiefs' O-line is still sort of an issue. Defensively, defensively they're fine.
They're fine on defense. And in 2026, they're going to have $43 million in cap space. So you could address the running back and wide receiver issues.
I swear they're in the negative.
Right now they're in the negative, but next offseason they'll have 43 million. Or maybe it's 43. Maybe it's negative 43 million. But negative 43 million this year in 2026. 2027 they'll have $73 million in cap space.
Oh, great! So they have to wait another.
So you wait 2 years. Mahomes gets back healthy. He gets healthy. Then you go on spending spree. Then you go out and you're ready to compete for 2027 season. Like I said.
I don't know. Even then, I don't think. Yeah, I think their run is over. I mean, obviously, we agree that we both agree that their run to making conference games consistently is over. I think that it's over as a whole. I
don't want to go that because Mahomes is good enough where he can elevate anyone on the roster. It's not that hard to find a great running back. You're telling me that I'm not saying they're not going to compete this year, obviously. Next year, I think, is a stretch at best. But by 2027, 2028, I think this Chiefs team can be reloaded and ready to go.
By the time 2027 comes around, Patrick Mahomes.
And we also got to talk about the cap expanding, too. Like, it's going to jump a lot, too.
Mahomes is going to be, 32 in 2027? The man's only getting older, so who knows how. And plus, you kind of have to factor in the whole, like, when he does come back from the ACL injury, how he's gonna perform.
Right.
I don't wish bad on the Chiefs. I don't, or Mahomes at all. Love Mahomes, but you have to factor in the worst case scenario. It's where it's like when he does come back from ACL surgery, will he be the same? Who knows? So. But anyways, enough about that. Sounds like I'm a Chiefs hater, and I promise I'm not. But I am sort of glad to see the dynasty see them not in the playoffs because we've been dying for.
Variety is nice for the sport. Yes.
Yeah, we've been dying for a new AFC champion, which we may get.
This is the first AFC championship that doesn't have Brady or Mahomes since the Jets and Steelers played in 2010.
Would you look at that? It's been some time, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And speaking of Patriots, they lost to the Bills 35-31. A 21-point deficit the Bills rallied back from to defeat New England and prevent them from clinching the AFC East, at least for now. Josh Allen and James Cook led the comeback, and Josh Allen had another outstanding game on Sunday. That Patriots defense, they collapsed big time and ending New England's winning streak in the process. Look, I think the Patriots will still win the division.
I do too. I think they win the division. Yeah.
Yeah. So that leads to my overreaction segment. The Bills are the most dangerous wildcard team in the AFC.
Absolutely.
Yes,
there's no team out there For one, the Bills are starting to get hot. I think this win over the Patriots gives them a lot of confidence because let's be honest, they went on the road, were down 21-0 at one point, and came back and win. That gives them confidence. Josh Allen is playing better. This is a Bills team that's probably the most experienced out of every team out there. And their old bugaboos are not there. Patrick Mahomes isn't there to end it. So they have all the confidence in the world that they could, run the AFC this year and go to a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. Bills 10-4. Patriots are, my apologies, they are 11-3. So yeah, honestly, the division, the Patriots still have a game up on them. They have Baltimore, Jets, and Miami. So honestly, if New England takes care of business against Baltimore, they'll win the division for sure. There's no way they lose to the Jets or the Dolphins. Meanwhile, for Buffalo, the remaining schedule looks like this. They have the Browns, Eagles, and Jets. So honestly, I think they'll lose one of the games for the rest, or one of the final 3 games. Probably the Philly game that they'll lose for sure. But yeah, I do think the Bills, they will make the playoffs and they'll be in the wild card. Have a wild card spot, and they're gonna cause some havoc. And I really do hope the Bills make the Super Bowl. Yeah. And it's just for, I don't know. I guess I'm trying to. It's wishful thinking, but the fact that he and Haley Stanford are going to have a baby together, which is very heartwarming to see. Mm-hmm. I do think a Super Bowl just seems like it's in the.
It'd be a very fitting.
Yeah, it just seems like it. And then finally, my friend, probably one of the more fun games or more intriguing games to watch. That were watched on Sunday. My apologies. Was the Seahawks Chargers. Seahawks Colts game. My God. Seahawks Grandpa Phil, the Philip Rivers himself, nearly let it come back.
He had the game in hand for majority of it.
You're damn right. The win was right there, and then Seattle just drove down the field for their own game-winning field goal.
Seattle couldn't score a touchdown. They won the game off field goals. Let's be like, what are we doing?
I tell you, shout out to Phil.
Look, a win's a win, but if I'm a Seattle Seahawks fan, I'm panicking right now.
The fact that you almost lost to...
Oh my God, we almost lost Phil Rivers, and we're on a short week against the Rams.
Concerns. And JSN, look, he had another pretty solid game, but he's kind of slowly calling back to earth.
The rest of the league is catching up.
Mm-hmm.
A big thing about JSN, what made him so impressive was he had such a big lead over everyone else. Now that gap is closing.
Yeah, 100%. But I will say, at 8-6, my friend, I think Indy sneaks into the postseason and they win a wild card game.
I don't see it.
No, man.
Let's do the playoff picture for a second here. Okay, let's do it. Come on, playoff machine. Here we go. So right now the Colts. Oh, this is not what I want. Come on.
Do you want the standings? I can pull up the standings for you.
No, I got it. I got what I need. All right. So right now the Colts are game behind Houston for the last wild card spot.
Yes.
You're telling me that the Colts, with Philip Rivers at quarterback, are going to have to beat the Niners, the Jaguars, and the Texans, all 3 of which are playoff teams and very big. Look, I know Philip Rivers is a fun story. I know Seahawks play bad against them, but let's be honest here. How much is Philip Rivers playing good? The fact that he's still got it, or the fact that he, just came back? There's no film on him. No one knows what to expect. So he's able to kind of the fog of war helped him, especially by the time they get to that Houston game, which let's just say the Colts rattle off 2 wins and that Houston game against Houston is for a playoff spot. There's going to be 3 games of game tape on Philip Rivers. That defense is going to maul him alive. So it's a fun story. The Colts just got too daunting of a schedule to do anything with it.
If there's anyone who can defy the odds, it's the Grandpa Rivers himself.
Yeah.
I will say there were some throws on Sunday where I'm just like,
a lot of throws on Sunday were he's putting everything he's got into it, and that ball's barely going 20 yards.
Accuracy? Yeah.
Accuracy was there, but it's
power.
Very much like Peyton Manning in his last year.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have a Von Miller-led defense behind him to make it better.
That's true.
If Rivers was the quarterback of the Texans, maybe I agree with you because we saw Peyton Manning win a Super Bowl.
Now, I will say, AR, it has been cleared to resume football activities as of yesterday.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying.
You really think AR is going to give this team a chance to win?
Just saying. You mentioned the Peyton Manning in his last year. I'm not saying Anthony Richardson is Brock Osweiler, but I'm just saying.
Right, but how much of that Broncos run was Brock Osweiler, and how much of it was that defense playing like an absolute god?
I know, but
and this Colts defense isn't exactly firing on all cylinders right now.
If the Colts sneak in, you could run a 2-quarterback system where AR comes in.
Yeah,
we're not.
No.
Oh, come on. We gotta get Colts.
No, because the Colts are not getting enough gimmicks of winning a playoff game. Get out of here.
Okay, but you just never know.
I know they're not getting in off gimmicks.
Fine.
And if they do, like New England or Denver is just gonna slap them.
True. That is true. I'm just giving wishful thinking for Colts fans out there.
Colts fans, I'm sorry you had a great season, but this is what you are experiencing what the Giants fan experienced in 2022. A great start for Daniel Jones, then he starts sucking. It does suck that Daniel Jones tore his ACL and broke his leg, but
I agree. That's true.
That's a little different, but I digress.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well,
you're being told that Philip Rivers is not that Daniel Jones is not your future at quarterback. I would have hoped you would have known that this performance was a fluke to begin with, but hopefully this cements that.
Yes. Sadly. Anyways. Alrighty. Well, enough about some football talk. We'll end the show with some baseball talk. Of course, we love to talk about your Mets on the show. And your Mets did make some. Well, first off, there were some other MLB headlines, including Adolis Garcia to the Phillies. Mm-hmm. That was great. That's good to hear. If I was still a Phillies fan, I am an MLB free agent. Don't mind the hat. This is for my sister.
Yeah, he really. Nate, if you missed it on Thursday, we did Quarter Booth. Nate, very backhandedly tried to become a Dodgers fan.
No.
Yes, you know. Well, hey, you knew what you were doing.
Hey, I'm just saying the Dodgers have a lot of.
Nate goes, "I'll be a fan of the team with the most Asians on it," and me and Jared both sniffed that out really quick. It's like, you're just trying to become a Dodger fan right now.
What? They do have Asians.
They do, but you can't be a Dodger fan.
I'm not. I will forever be just an MLB.
I don't care what your reason is. They won back-to-back World Series. You become a fan after that, you're bandwagon no matter what the reason is.
But I am an MLB enjoyer. I will enjoy baseball.
An MLB connoisseur.
Yeah, there you go. So that means I can root for whatever team I want to. I can root for all 30 teams. Well, okay. Okay, maybe not like that. But I will enjoy baseball for what it's worth.
Digging yourself a bigger hole here, buddy.
I know. I will enjoy baseball for what it's worth. So it was kind of cool to see Adolis Garcia join the Phillies. Which was
there's an outfield set now too. Nebraska just came out and said during the show there will be no more outfield moves.
Good. So Castellanos is gone.
Yeah.
Yay. I'm sorry.
I mean that was to be expected.
Yeah.
To begin with.
I don't know. He has issues. But that's okay.
Yeah, he's a weirdo.
How about your Mets though, my friend? Jorge Polanco, an interesting signing.
It's an interesting signing. I don't hate it. Is it an over? I made a TikTok late about this. I know I was late. I was busy this weekend, so I couldn't get around to it till Monday morning. But
yeah,
like I said, does it suck they overpaid for Polanco? Yeah, I think it was like $5 million more than his projection or something like that. It was a little bit of an overpay. Does it stink that we could overpay for a guy like Polanco and not Pete Alonso or Diaz? Absolutely, but Polanco's numbers are so similar to Brandon Nimmo, so that's basically your Brandon Nimmo replacement. I think Polanco's brought in to be primarily the DH. Maybe he'll platoon at first base if they bring in someone else. Like, you bring in O'Hearn, you bring in a Goldschmidt. Maybe there's like that DH first baseman. You play the matchups and stuff. But he brings him as versatility too, which is what Jeff McNeil was doing. Like, say Simeon goes down, he can play second base. Say Beatty's not good at third base. Oh, you put Polanco at third. You put Polanco at shortstop if Lindor, God forbid, goes down and needs a day off. So he gives him as versatility. He's a solid bat. Is it the Pete Alonso replacement? No. But with the amount of bats the Mets need right now, this is a perfect first step. They still need that big impact bat. Polanco's he's a nice table setter, a nice supplement bat, but we still need one more big bat.
Fair enough.
So Polanco might be replacing Alonso at the position, but he's not replacing Alonso's at bat. At best, he's replacing Nimmo's at bat. Because if you look at the splits between Nimmo and Polanco, they're identical, like almost identical.
Plus, honestly, I didn't know Polanco plays first base, so that's something.
Well, he doesn't. He's gonna have to learn first base.
Oh, I see.
But he's played second. He's played short. He's played third. He's got some versatility. He's not great defensively, but hey, if anyone can learn it, he can learn it this offseason. And I don't think he's going to be like a full-time for. I'm telling you, he's going to be a DH. Like that's going to be his prime role on this team, is designated hitter.
All right, fair enough. He's a serviceable guy, it seems. So
yeah, I would say DH/utility, and also just this is just more writing on the wall that Jeff McNeil's time in New York is at an end. That he will not be on this roster next year.
Damn.
Just completely. I think McNeil's the only player left that was on the New York Mets when the Wilpons still on the team. Like, I know you can say like, oh, Alvarez is in the organization when the Wilpons were on the team. Who's the other guy? Oh my God. Peterson was on the team when the Wilpons still owned it. Yeah, but like they were rookies. They didn't really experience the Wilpon ownership. They basically have performed with Mr. Cohen running the team.
Yeah.
Like I think if I'm not mistaken, Peterson's rookie year was 2020, and that was the last year the Wilpons owned the team.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friend. I hope more moves are coming. For the that's all I'm gonna say.
They're definitely coming. I've heard this morning the Mets are like very in on Bellinger. Like they want him. I would expect See that Bellinger. There's your Alonso replacement. Is Bellinger as good as Alonso? Absolutely not. Like from a power perspective, but that's a good enough bat where he could be somewhat of a protection for Juan Soto in the lineup. That's what you need right now.
Okay, well, we shall see. That would be a good move. I think that would be exciting.
Yeah,
and it'll be
because then you run a lineup out there where you have you probably got Lindor leading off.
Yes,
I would bet Polanco bats second. You put Soto third, Bellinger fourth. You put Alvarez fifth. Beatty sixth, and then whoever your first baseman is, and then you got center field's probably Carson Bench, and then Francisco Alvarez. So you got 4 good bats. You hope Beatty and Alvarez take that next step, and then maybe Bench gives you something good, and then from there, that's a solid 1 through 6 right there.
Let's see what happens there. Yeah. So, well, we shall see what moves await the Mets here in the future. But Polanco, very intriguing signings.
Get a pitcher, please, for the love of God. Get a starter.
I've heard that's a big need.
I don't care what it costs.
Whatever it takes.
Tong Williams, and then a couple other minor leaguers. And
how dare you trade the Asian Tong himself?
Listen, I love Jonah Tong, but if we're getting Tarek Skubal,
whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Fair enough, my friend. Well, with that being said, that'll do it for season 3 of episode 62 of the Third and 10 podcast. We appreciate you guys as always for watching and listening to us. We covered a good amount of stuff today, whether it's Giants, Commanders, looking back at Week 15 as a whole, overreacting to it in the process, and Jorge Polanco signing with the New York Mets. Hopefully, one of many more signings for.
Signings or trade. The Mets are nowhere close.
Moves are coming. They're not done.
Moves are on their way.
They are not done. But otherwise, we appreciate you guys as always. You can follow us on social media at Nathan_New124 and Brian PG1016 respectively on Twitter. You can follow our TikTok page at Third and 10 Podcast. And yeah, shout out to our sponsor SeatGeek. Use the code BellyUpSports for $20 off your first purchase. And you can find my article work, Brian's article work, and all of our other amazing writers and podcasts at bellyupsports.com. We'll see you guys back later on in the week for Giants and I hate doing this. Giants Vikings game preview. I'm sorry, I get sick of doing this crap. Because it's like, oh, the Giants can win if they do this, and then they don't do that, and then we end up losing, and but we'll cover all that stuff. We'll make our picks for Week 16. But the regular season is almost over, and it's kind of sad, But you know what? I'm ready for the season to be over, so that way we can focus on the off season for our beloved.
Whoopee.
I know, another year of talking off season ball and mock drafts and all those things, my friend, and hoping for the best. But for Brian, I'm Nate. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.